Ezekiel, I have an idea.
DJ, you always have the best ideas. Tell me what you got.
I don't know about that, but I have a Christmas idea.
The
Now,
holidays.
it's not exactly put together, but when are they ever? So,
We come up with every idea on the spot every time.
basically, yeah. So we're gonna try to build this out and see what kind of adventure we can go on here.
Okay.
So here's the main character right now. Okay.
Okay.
We have this little kiddo, shepherd boy, we'll call him. He's surrounded by his sheep
Mm-hmm.
in some sort of grassy prairie land, some sort of thing. I'm thinking old timey, like,
Like
I don't
Middle
know,
Middle
old timey.
Eastern. Pro.
Yeah, something like that. All
Approximate.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the scene, that's the setting. He sees a star shining far away, but it's bright. Man, is it bright. And it's calling to him. It's saying, come, follow me. And so he has a journey ahead of him of following the star. But along the journey, it's not just some simple journey. Along the journey, he's going to be faced with all sorts of things that are going to try to distract him from his destination. What kind of things, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you. Thank you for asking. Things that are traditionally associated with Christmas, but distract from the true meaning of Christmas.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
I love it. All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna play a game, DJ. This is what we're gonna do. You're gonna take this shepherd boy, and you're gonna try to get him to where the star is calling him to be, and I'm going to distract you the entire time. What do we think about that? Bye. First thing, are all of his sheep? Can they all be wearing ugly sweaters? Like all of the sheep, because we got a Christmas. We're gonna Christmasify it. Boom.
Are his sheep following him?
Do you want
Because
them to?
I thought he was leaving them, but
Oh, he
it
can
could
leave
be
them.
funny if they follow him.
Oh, I mean they can. I
Follow
think
him.
the sheep should follow him, and they should. Okay. I have it. All right.
Go.
He's going towards the star. He feels the call. He sees it. It's bright. It's guiding him, and he's on his way. He's got a shepherd's staff, and unbeknownst to him, the sheep are following him. He doesn't know anything about that,
Uh-huh.
and
Okay.
he's going and going over land and land, and the first thing he comes up to is a massive building, and it's a modern day shopping mall out in the middle of
Oh no.
nowhere. Okay, now let me this is like nowhere. There's this like half desert, half grassy plains. There's no buildings, no towns, no like infrastructure. It's just a fully functioning shopping mall right in front of him. And the star is on the other side of the shopping mall, and and the shopping mall is huge. Like he to go around it might
He
take him
has to
too
go
long.
through it.
He has got to go through the shopping mall to get to the
No.
star. Okay. All right. So I have okay. What do you got? Do you got anything that popped in your head?
Uh, it sounds like you're going somewhere. I
I
think I
well,
like where this is
I just have
going.
the first scene. My first scene is that
Okay.
he's like okay, I gotta go through it. So he goes up to like the shopping mall, and you got like the sliding glass doors. They slide open, and you got Christmas music jingling. Like it's just like fully modern, fully functioning shopping mall. And the first thing that he comes up to is there's like a kiosk, and it's selling ugly sweaters, and they just have rows and rows of ugly sweaters, and there's like a lady behind the table, and she's like trying to get his attention, like buy a sweater get one free, buy a sweater get one free, here's a reindeer skiing down a mountain, here's Santa Claus with cool sunglasses. And so he's like no, he's focused, he's got to get to that star, and he knows that it's on the other side of this mall, so he keeps going. But The sheep do not keep going, and the sheep just like literally walk through into the mall, and the sheep like go like they see the lady, and then like beeline for the lady, and then like the next scene is you see him like focused and determined, and he's like walking towards where the star is. He walks like past the camera, and then coming out of the kiosk are all of his sheep, and they're all wearing these sweaters. It just makes me happy. I just want it to happen.
I like it.
All right,
I like it. It's
that
good.
that was all I had.
Okay, so he's walking through this super store, and there are all sorts of crazy people running around searching for the perfect Christmas present, because that's what so many people do nowadays. They just commercialize Christmas and make it all about presents. So there's probably a bunch of grumpy people who are not finding what they're looking for, and they're trying to, probably getting into fights a little bit. Maybe there's some chaos. People are throwing things. Uh, I don't know why. I just think that'd be funny.
Okay, I have it, DJ, and I'm gonna play off your idea. So what if DJ he walks up to like one of those, like, there's like these big stores and malls. He's walking into one of those. Everything in the store is on sale. So basically, he's like staring into this big store. Let's say he's like on the second story. He's looking down, and he has to go through one of this big store, and it's like a clothing store, or it can be like a multi-purpose store, and everything's on sale. And everyone, it's a madhouse, and people are like grabbing things, running and filling their cart, and like stealing things from other people, and it's just chaos, DJ. It's just nothing but chaos. And he's like, I gotta go through this to get to the star. And so
Yes.
he has to go. He basically needs it. He's gonna be still in the mall when he gets through this one store, this clothing store. But he knows he got to get to the other side. Basically, what you were saying.
So he takes a gymnastic stance
Yes.
and then runs and then jumps and then just starts cartwheeling, jump flipping, spinning, other gymnastic moves that I don't know the
Yes.
names of,
Yes.
through this chaos and confusion.
He's like flipping and dodging and dodge, dipping, and
He
diving.
gets to the other side.
He gets to the other side. Okay.
Does he notice at any point that the sheep are
Nope,
following
never.
him?
And I want him to not notice the whole time. I don't want him to have any clue the sheep are behind him.
That makes it so much better.
I want the sheep
That makes it so
to
much better.
get to the second story, like where they're looking down on all of it. Like one of the sheep, they've already like hit up the food court. Like one of them has like a Coke in his hand. He's drinking from a straw, and the other one has like sunglasses on, and the other one
It's like eating Chinese food or something.
and then one's eating Chinese food. Like they're experiencing them all, and then they see their shepherd because they need to follow their shepherd, and he's dodge dipping and diving through this crazy chaos. And so all the sheep like put all their stuff down, and then they're like, okay, let's go. And so they're going through, and I have like a one scene. Either it's just like people are getting thrown and you don't see the sheep. It's like watching gophers dig under the ground. You see just the mound of dirt fault coming up, but it's like instead of dirt, it's just people in clothes being thrown. Or it's like it goes full brawl. The sheep are like they're kicking names and taking butt. Like they're beating up people, taking their stuff. They're like 5 of them are in a shopping cart while one of them's pushing it down, and they're just running over people. It is just
bulldozing through.
just bulldozing through.
I love it.
And it's like
I love it.
there's like 2 people like yanking on like a TV, and they're like, it's my TV, it's mine. And then like the sheep like run through the middle and just steal the TV. They don't need it. They don't want it. They just have it now.
Yeah, they just have it now. They use it as a slide to get through the rest of the store.
I love it. Yeah, that's all I got. I don't got anything more.
Oh, that's good. That's good. All right, so he comes through this door and he gets to the other side and he's like, wow, that was crazy chaotic. Better keep moving. And then he comes to the food court and then he smells something and he's
Mm.
like, oh, suddenly he becomes really hungry and his stomach growls and he sees some sort of restaurant or something, cafe thing. And he has a decision to make. Is he going to postpone his travels and indulge in some sustenance? Or is he going to keep going and, um, keep going, ignore his desire to indulge himself in the food?
I think what should happen is that he gets distracted and he starts to gorge himself on all the food.
Yes.
Or he's like he's buying the Chinese food. He's got a pizza. He's got his barbecue. He's got his burgers and his soda, and he's eating. And he doesn't know how much time has passed, but we could say like maybe like a day passes or 2 days. We really don't know, other than a certain amount of time has passed. And then he sees a group of other travelers, and they're also like they look like they're on a mission, and one of their and they have like these badges on, not these badges, but they have like a crest on their clothing, and it's a star.
And then one of the stars starts shining at him, and then he's like, "Oh no!" Right as he's about to stuff some more pizza in his face,
He's like, oh
and then he
no.
just freezes with the pizza halfway to his mouth,
And he
and then he
remembers his
drops the
mission.
pizza.
He remembers his mission. He grabs his staff and he stands up. Wind starts blowing in his
And there's
hair in a dramatic moment.
triumphant music
He's like,
as light shines from behind him.
that's right. He's on a mission and he needs to stay focused. And then I want him to like walk out of the food court. But I want this scene that you realize it hasn't been a day. It hasn't been 2 days. It might have been 30 minutes at the most, because all of the sheep are still in the clothing store or like the multi-purpose store, and they have like like piled up everything that's on sale in like a central mountain, and all the sheep are like defending the mountain, and like one sheep like
They mon-
holds an on sale. They're like one sheep is like on the top of the mountain, like doing like an Iwo Jima like flag. They're like mountain on all the flag is like on sale. That's all it says. And it's like this big red flag that says on sale. And they're holding on they're on top of this like clothing mountain, and they had the flag in their hooves, and they're just shaking it. Bah! Like we are the champions.
I love
Again,
it.
the shepherd doesn't see any of that, and he's on a mission. He's gonna keep on going.
But the sheep see him moving, and they're like, "Oh, okay, we gotta go. Leave the mountain. Leave the mountain."
How about the sheep
And
have
there's one
this?
sheep that really doesn't want to leave, but he's like, "Ugh,
What if the sheep
okay."
have the same experience that the shepherd has? They see the shepherd, and the shepherd glows like the star. And then they have like the same epiphany. It's like we are on a mission, and it's to follow that guy, and that's it. That's their entire mission. And they like the light glows behind
I
them.
like
They
it.
have like this pause, like say like literally reenact the scene we just saw with the shepherd getting up from the food court.
I like it. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so what other shenanigans can happen while he's in this mall?
So we got what are the carolers? Carolers?
Carolers, yeah.
We have carolers.
Or,
Or
oh, do you have something for that?
no, I actually don't. I'm just trying to name stuff.
Okay, well, I had an idea. There can be a fake Santa Claus. Yeah, there's a line of people, doing the Santa Claus thing. And he's like, oh, this looks cool. So he gets in the line and he's waiting and waiting and waiting. And then he's right when he gets to like the front of the line and he's next, he sees another star somewhere. Maybe it's like on a Christmas tree or something like that. And it
well,
does the thing again and it shines and he's like, oh no, I have to get back to my mission.
well,
And then he's like, next. And
well,
he's like, oh, because he could go talk to Santa Claus or
well, could I
he
add
has to go on
something?
his mission.
Could I add something? What if
Oh, for sure, go
what
for it.
if he sees this line and he doesn't know what's going on because he's just a shepherd boy. And he goes up and he asks somebody, he goes, what's going on here? And they go, that's Santa. He'll grant any wish that you ask. Or he'll give you what you like, he'll grant you a present what you ask for. And he goes, I'm trying to get to a star. Maybe I can ask to get to the star, or like something like ask for like a boon or something that helps him along the way. And so he actually thinks that it's going to be helping him,
But it's just distracting him from his journey.
but he doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. He thinks that he's like a wise sage or like a powerful wizard or of some sort. And so he's like, "Oh, I'm going to
Yeah,
wait in line
something like
too."
that.
So he waits in line and then he gets to
And
Santa.
as
Yeah, what you got?
he's waiting in line, a bunch of children from the line leave the line to go start playing with his sheep, but he doesn't notice that. And so while he's waiting in line, in the background, there's just all these children just playing with the sheep because the sheep are so cute and children like cute things and animals and things.
Can the sheep
Plus,
be
they're
wearing
wearing Christmas shredders.
can the sheep be like wearing all the like designer clothing and stuff like over their sweaters? Like they're
They
wearing
got it all from the discount
they
store.
got it all from the discount store. Like when sheep has his purse and he's got his makeup bag and he's wearing or she's wearing this like just clothing, got the jeans on and the shirt. One guy's got one other
Cool shades,
the cool shades,
even though they're inside.
and they all still have their tags on, and all of them are like on sale still. But they were over the sweaters, so if we want them to lose this and go back to sweaters, we can.
Yeah, okay.
But
I
the
like
kids
that.
think
I
they're
like that.
awesome.
That's good. Yeah, the kids are like, this. I want this for Christmas now. This is what I want. This is my new wish.
Dude, they run up to the
Can we
sheep.
take him home,
They're like, the
please?
robot AI is getting so good. They made a sheep AI. This is crazy. Look, it even eats stuff and it gets rid of. Man, it really smells too. Oh, it's like that's man. I think they went too far with the
Oh
realism
no!
here. It's like one kid
Oh
steps
no!
in like a squishy brown stuff.
Oh no! 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 No!
It's like
No!
man,
Let's not go there.
the AI is real. No, it's like man, the AI is really good. Okay, we can go back to the shepherd boy now. Sorry for that.
Yeah. Yes, the shepherd boy. While he's waiting in line, he hears a bunch of people talking about what they want and being greedy and unthankful. And they're like, I want this and this and this. And if I don't get it, I'm going to scream and whine and pout.
It's like, oh man, all I
And
want is get to the star.
yes, exactly. And the people are being specific, like, I want this thing, but I want it in green. And if it's in any other color, then
Mm,
I'm gonna throw a fit.
they're gonna be angry because it's not exactly what they want.
Yes, exactly.
So, so what
Okay,
happens when
so
he
he
gets to
waits in the line.
Santa?
He almost gets to the front. Does he get to Santa
I would say
to
he gets.
find out?
I would say he gets to Santa.
What does he say to Santa?
Well, he sees the kids, so he's watching, and he sees most of these kids have parents, but the kid goes and sits on the lap of Santa. So he's like, "Oh, it's like a ritual. I wonder if I need to sit on the lap of Santa." So the shepherd boy, he gets up there and he sits on the lap of Santa, but he's not like a small child. Like he's pretty much grown, and so he sits down on Santa's lap, and Santa goes, "And what do you want for Christmas?" And what does he say, DJ?
He says, I want to get to the star. I need to get to the star. That's what I want." And so Santa Claus mistakes that for he wants to be an astronaut or something like that. And he's like, "Oh, I'll get you a spaceship. Run along now, and it'll be under your Christmas tree on Christmas morning." And so then
He's like,
the
"What's a
shepherd moves.
Christmas tree?" Now he probably knows what a Christmas tree is.
Either that or he doesn't care enough to actually ask.
He's like,
So he's disappointed, unless you have something else to add to that.
"No, no." He's pretty
Okay,
disappointed.
so
He
he's
waited on.
disappointed, waiting all that time
Yeah.
just to have nothing happen. And he's like, okay, I guess I better keep moving then. So he keeps moving. He keeps going. And he finds something else. What does he find? I'm thinking he finds a giant Christmas tree. And there are a bunch of people decorating the Christmas tree. And he gets sucked into that chaos. What do you think of that?
I want to go right into it, but I did have a thought that he's in line waiting to sit on Santa's lap, and all of the sheep get
Okay.
in line to sit on Santa's lap. And so a kid gets off of Santa's lap, and then Santa looks up, and there's just a herd of sheep. And the first sheep goes up and stares at Santa, and Santa doesn't know what to do. So he like kind of reaches down and picks it up and sets it in his lap, and the sheep just goes bah, and then he goes okay, and then he sets it down, and then the sheep goes walking off, and then the next sheep, it doesn't follow the first sheep, it stands there and it stares at Santa. So Santa has to keep picking up sheep and setting it on his lap and then setting them down.
Okay.
And
And
this
then the last one goes, bah, and then it bites his beard. And
rips it
because
off.
it's a fake beard, he rips it off. And then the sheep just bolts out of there
Well,
while
with the sheep,
Santa
he rips
Claus
it off
is
and puts
freaking out.
it on. So now you have a sheep with a Santa Claus beard.
I love
And
it.
he's running off, and Santa jumps up and goes, "That's my beard!" And he chases after the sheep. But we'll get back to that later.
Yes. So you want to do the tree now?
Yes. Okay. So there's a bunch of people decorating a tree. Do I have that correct?
Yes. It's a really big tree,
It's a really
like
big
a
tree,
Rockefeller Center tree.
like a massive. It's a massive tree, and they're decorating the
Yes.
tree. And there's scaffolding, and there's these giant ornaments and giant presents, and just all these.
And they have like crane things that they
Mhm.
can attach people to and put them up so they can put ornaments on.
Maybe there's a whole bunch of cables that you can that people are hooking their harnesses onto, and it picks them up. So
And
and
it
then
exactly right. Yes.
so they're
And
going.
the tree goes up to the second and third floors, and there are people up there decorating too with, you know, those same cables and things.
And the tree, we gotta remember, it's right smack dab in the middle of the way. He needs to get on the other side of that tree to continue towards the star.
Exactly.
So he's like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to go around this, but it'll be faster if I go underneath the tree. So I'm going to go underneath the tree. So he, like, there may be, like, some barriers out over, and it says, do not cross barrier, or, like, Christmas tree personnel only. He's like, I don't know what that means, but we're going to keep on going. Or I got to get to
These
that star.
signs can't stop me.
That's
I
right.
can't read.
That's right. Jokes on the sign. I can't even see what they're saying. And so he just walks past the barriers, and he is now amongst the tree stuff. And everybody that's just working. And like as he's walking, maybe he gets like handed a box, and they go, this needs to go to the top of the tree immediately. It's very important. It is probably the most important thing. He's not even, the guy, whoever handed him the box, is not even looking at him. And he goes, what is it? And he goes, it's the star of the tree. He's like, I need you to take it to the top and get it up there quick. So it's like, oh, dang. So he's holding this big box and has the star in it. He's like, a star? I wonder if it's the star I was looking for. Maybe it came down to the mall, and now it's in this box. And so he opens it, and it's just a normal star. But by this point, somebody had like... How do we do this? We need to cause some drama, DJ. How can we add drama? We need
Somebody hooked him into one of the crane devices while he was checking the star, because he needs to get into the crane device to get to the top of the tree.
That's right.
And then he shoots to the top of the tree, and then he's not on the ground anymore, so he can't walk.
What if at this point the guy that handed him the box looks up and goes, wait, you're not one of the Christmas tree workers. Here, give me that star back. And then the cable pulls him away, and then the guy goes, hey, we need that star. And everybody kind of like unison and like looks at the shepherd boy and like, we need to get that star. And the shepherd boy's like, I don't want it. They're like, don't drop it, we'll come get you. I don't know. I'm trying to make it exciting, but I'm having a hard time at the moment.
I like it.
What if
and then one of the cables breaks on the crane or something?
Mm-hmm.
The crane goes wild, and it starts swinging him around, and he has to hold on to the star, and then the cable snaps and he goes flying into the tree. And then
what if the thing that controls all the keep going, and he falls?
He falls through the tree to the bottom, and he's like, I'm okay. And then the star falls on top of him.
And boom. What if the reason all the cables went haywire is we take the camera and then we like zoom to the cable controls, and there's a sheep that's like, oh, I probably shouldn't have clicked that button. He's like, here, fix it. And all the sheep are like trying to fix the thing.
They're all just hitting a bunch of buttons randomly, hoping it would do something.
Hitting the bunch of buttons. He goes, I'm okay. And the star falls on him. And then he's like grabbing a hold of the star. And then the cable's still attached to him. And so it starts pulling him away again. It's like, get him. It's everybody's going. And the sheep are like trying to play with or they're not playing with the cables. They're like, the sheep see that their shepherd's in danger. And they need to do something to keep him safe. So they're noticing that all of these tree workers are trying to get him. And the sheep immediately know that they're
trying to keep him away from all the tree workers.
They're trying to keep him away from all the tree workers, and all the tree workers are trying to get the star out of the shepherd boy's hand. And the shepherd boy doesn't want the star either, so he's trying to give it to him, but he doesn't want to drop it because then he might break it. And they told him not to drop it and break it. And so it's a very stressful situation. And the sheep are like, they know that if they let those savage people that they had to fight long and hard on Mount on sale in that one clothing store, that these people are savages and they have to keep their shepherd away from them. So they're like, they're saving,
like it.
And so they're saving him and stuff, and they're swinging him back and forth, and like they whip the cable and it comes unhooked and he goes flying into the air, and he flies up to the top and his apex is right at the top of the tree, and he's like, Oh, I just don't like the star anymore. And he puts it right on top of the tree. Or maybe there's like a
And
guy
then
up on
he
top of the
falls,
tree.
and
And
he just like hands it to the guy, and the guy's like,
he's like, oh, I
"Thank
need.
you." And he puts it right on top of the tree,
Thank you. Merry
and
Christmas. Okay,
the
continue.
shepherd falls in the tree.
And he falls. Does he fall through the tree, on the tree? What if he, what do you got? What do you got so far? What's your idea, DJ? What's your idea?
There's my idea.
He's falling.
So he's swinging with the star, and
Yeah.
he swings, and right at the point where he stops is the top of the tree. And so he gives the star to the guy, and the guy puts it on the tree, and he's like, "Oh, okay, here we go." And then he swings the other way. But at this point, the sheep have worked him around to the other side of the tree. So now he's swinging the direction he wants to go. And then the cable snaps, and he goes flying with all the
Mm.
momentum from his swing through the mall in the direction he wants to go, away from the tree.
Can he land in a Build-A-Bear?
Yes,
But like a
but
giant.
here's I want to I want
Okay,
to say
what you got?
this first. The sheep see this happen, and they go, "Oh no." And then before they start running, Santa Claus comes, and it does one of those things where he comes into frame, and then he sees the sheep, and he's like, "There they are." And he starts running after the sheep, and the sheep are like, "Oh, we got to make ourselves scarce."
We
And then
gotta
they
go.
jump into the crowd. And then I think it would be funny if they like were mistaken for ornaments. And so like people are passing them around like they're supposed to be on the tree, and some of them get hung on the tree. And then the Santa Claus is like, "Look, there they are." And then they all kind of
What if
get
he hit?
around to the other
What
side and
what what if the
run away
tree
from the Santa.
spins? What if the tree like is on a rotator and it just like spins, and so they're being hung on the tree as it's spinning, and then Santa Claus is like, "Oh, there they are! I got one right here!" And he grabs one of the sheep and he pulls it off the tree, and it's an actual sheep ornament. It's not even a real
And
one.
then he looks behind him, and there's all the sheep running after their shepherd, and they're like super far away from him somehow.
What if at this point they've ditched all of their fancy clothing that's on sale, and now they're wearing their ugly sweaters, but also they have like tree ornaments all over their body, and some of them are like wrapped in lights and stuff, and so they're running, and they have like, and as they're running, like the lights are turning colors and stuff, and like the ornaments are jingling and stuff.
Perfect. I love it. Oh, and there could be a moment where like the Santa Claus catches one of them, and then he grabs it and he lifts it up, but it like he grabs the jacket, and the jacket comes off, and then the sheep just scurries away, and he's like, "I've got you." And then he's just holding an empty jacket, and the sheep runs away in his ugly Christmas sweater.
I love it. He's like, "Oh, the jacket's just my size." He puts it on sale, or he puts it. Never mind. I digress. Okay, back to the shepherd boy, DJ. Do we want him not to land in a giant teddy bear shop?
We can have him land in a giant teddy bear shop, yeah. I, where are you going with this though? I don't know where you're going with it.
Well, there's a bunch of kids inside, and they're like building bears, and there's like these giant like human-sized teddy bears, and human-sized rabbits, and human-sized like reindeer, and all sorts of stuff like that. And he's just like in the middle of it, and so he like shakes himself loose. Maybe he's dazed and confused, and he like wakes up from getting knocked unconscious. And so he takes his shepherd's staff and he pushes off the ground, and he's surrounded by bears, and he can't even see the exit. Like the walls are covered in bears, the ceiling's covered in bears, the floor bears, everything's bears, and he can't escape because everything's covered in bears, and he doesn't know where the exit is. Actually, I don't know where I'm going with this.
Okay.
Okay, maybe I went
Yeah,
too far.
I don't either.
I,
Okay.
I went too far. I went way too far. Okay. Okay. I have it. He wakes up. He's trying
All
to
right.
get
What
out of
is
the
it?
store, but a human-sized security teddy bear stops him, and they go, "You haven't built a bear yet. You have to build a bear to leave the store." He's like, "Okay, I can do that." And so he goes and he finds a bear, and he tries to build a bear, and it's horrible. It's terrible. He put the legs on where the arms go. The bear has no eyes, no ears, and he's just a terrible bear. And he goes, "Look, I built the bear." And the security teddy bear goes, "That's terrible. That's horrible. You can't get out of here with that. Go build another bear." And then what happens, DJ?
This is what happens. He's like, "What's wrong with my bear?" And as he's looking at his bear, uh, he's not looking at the security guard anymore, and all of the sheep just pummel the security guard with themselves like giant snowballs. And he gets knocked into like this pile of teddy bears that he blends in with, and all the sheep blend in with it too. And then the shepherd looks back at the security guard, but he's not there, and it's just the open door, and he's like, "Oh, I guess it's good enough." And so he throws his teddy bear and he darts for the door. And then Santa comes in looking for the sheep, and the sheep pop out, but they're all dressed like teddy bears. And so they just walk by Santa, and he's like, "Where'd they go?" But he just thinks they're teddy bears because they're dressed like teddy bears. And then the sheep scurry after the shepherd,
After the
dressed
shepherd.
like teddy bears.
I love that. That is good. That is good. All right. Do you have an idea of where the shepherd boy? So the shepherd boy, he sees the end of the mall. Should we have a couple more things?
Yes.
What he sees the end of the
I
mall.
think. Well, there's more outside the mall that he has to go through, but
Perfect.
I think this is the end of the mall.
What if
Possibly.
before he gets in the mall, what if there's a sea of Santa Claus? Because it's also a Santa Claus convention in the mall.
Do they have those?
Oh yeah, and
I love it.
there's
They,
just a
they're
sea of
having
them.
one here for some reason.
There's just a bunch of Santa Clauses, and the shepherd boy goes, "I need to tell them." They're a bunch all because he thinks they're like these mighty sages that will help him get to the star. So he keeps running up to the Santa Claus and goes, "Wise red sage, grant me a boon to get to the star, or assistance to get to the star." And the first Santa Claus, "Oh, you want to be an astronaut?" And then he goes
He's
to
just like, "No, what? No.
he goes to the next one.
I don't even know what that is, but I don't want to be it."
I don't want to be it. Whereas like, if it helps me get to the star, he's like, "I'll see what I can do. It's like I'll have the elves work on it." And so he goes up to the next Santa Claus. Same thing. He says he wants to get to the star. He says he wants to be an astronaut. The shepherd boy says, "I don't know what that is, but if it helps me get to the star, that's what I want." And Santa Claus is like, "I'll pin you in." It's like, "We'll get what you need." And he does this to everybody, and so it's taking him forever. And he thinks it's like maybe after like 30, DJ. What do you think? Like he's like, "Okay, I think I got enough of the red sages' help to get to the star, whatever the heck an astronaut is, because all of them are gonna get me one."
Yes. And then he breaks through the crowd, and there's the exit door. And he can see the star again. And he leaves the chaos of the mall and and exits into the world that he's used to again.
Can it be
And all of
snowing?
his sheep come bumbling after him. Somehow their attire has changed from that of teddy bears to that of Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Okay, what? Okay, DJ. What if the teddy bear sheep are running? There's still one wearing the Santa Claus beard, and the Santa Claus that got his beard stolen is running after them. And he notices. He finally notices, and he yells. He's like, "Fellow Santa Clauses, that sheep right there has committed the unforgivable sin of stealing a Santa Claus beard." And all the Santa Clauses turn and they look towards the sheep.
Oh
And the
no.
sheep go,
I see where this is going.
the sheep go, our shepherd is in the middle there. Like the shepherd is still maybe like asking some of them questions. Like there's still some lag time in here. And all the Santa Clauses go, it's like, you can't, we got to get that beard back. And the sheep, and so the first Santa Claus dives for the sheep and he jumps up and lands on his back. And the other sheep steals his, and the other sheep like reaches down and like to like chew on the one Santa Claus's beard that jumped towards the sheep, and he steals its beard. And then there's this big Santa Claus sheep beard brawl, and the sheep are fighting the Santa Clauses, and the Santa Clauses are fighting the sheep, and the clothes are going everywhere. The sheep are like somehow like wearing all the Santa Clauses beards. Like some sheep have multiple beards. Some beards are super long and like super short. And it's just so, it's this carnage. It's this pure carnage. And then, like you said, as they're walking out of the mall, they're all wearing Santa Claus outfits, and they all have Santa Claus beards.
Nice. This
Right?
is how I'm imagining it. Okay. I'm imagining the shepherd boy is walking, he's walking towards the door, exit, talking to all the Santa Clauses. And then suddenly the Santa Clauses start like funneling out and around. And then behind the shepherd boy, but he doesn't notice, is just this growing dog pile of Santa Clauses. And they're all just like jumping on. And at the middle of the pile, supposedly, are all of the sheep. But then the sheep just kind of pop out the side, all dressed in Santa Claus attire. And then they follow the shepherd, and then the dog pile like falls apart. And then there are these like however many sheep there are, there's that many Santa Clauses that don't have coats or hats
they're
or
just
beards,
they're
and they're
just
just like,
stripped.
what happened?
And they're in their white shirts and boxers.
Exactly. And the sheep are just strolling out of the mall like Santa Claus.
They are the Santa Claus sheep now.
Mm, exactly.
All right, so Shepherd Boy's outside of the mall. Can it be snowing outside the mall?
Yes, it's
Aesthetically,
snowing.
like we can have it have no story impact at all, other than it's just aesthetics.
It's aesthetics. You gotta have aesthetics, man. And snow is like the coolest aesthetic. Let's be real.
It's so cold. I think fog is a pretty cool aesthetic, but I digress.
Yes, that's true. But snow is better. Anyway, especially at Christmas time. So
That's right. That's right.
where's our boy going next?
All right. So we could have we could have tons of Christmas trees that are yet to be picked, like an orchard of Christmas trees, and like a bunch of people like shopping for them.
I like it. I like it. Uh, and he gets roped into helping somebody pick out a tree somehow.
A little girl in pigtails runs up to him and goes, "Hey, mister, will you help me pick out a Christmas tree for my family? My poor mom and pop are sick today, and they told me to go to the mall and get a Christmas tree to raise their spirits." And him
Wow,
being
she's just pulling all of the
right,
cards.
right, and the shepherd boy, he being a good old chap that he is, he's like, "I'll help a little girl pick out a Christmas tree. What's the harm in that?" And so they go off into the orchard to find themselves a Christmas tree.
I like it. And then, okay, but that's not where it stops.
It's not,
See, they find a tree,
yeah.
cut it, and then she's like, "Oh, it's too heavy. Can you carry it home for me?" It being Christmas, goodwill on earth and towards man, cheer on earth, whatever that thing is.
This is
He's like, "Sure, yeah, I'll carry it back to your house for you." So he carries it back to the house. Uh, and he carries it into the house, we'll say. And then the parents are there and they're like, "Oh, thank you, yada, yada. You want to stay for dinner?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm hungry again. Sure, I'll stay for dinner." They have all the Christmas stuff, turkey, stuffing. That's Thanksgiving, I guess. Ham, whatever you have for Christmas. I don't know. And then they're eating and eating and eating, and they eat so much. And then they decorate the Christmas tree. And then the star comes out to put at the top of the Christmas tree. And then it happens again.
And then he remembers.
Then he remembers.
He's on a mission.
Exactly. And so he has to go back to the Christmas tree farm,
What if
which is
the
where he left
house
the.
where the little girl lives is like in the Christmas tree orchard? Like everywhere is like the Christmas tree is like a forest that's just huge. And so he picks up his staff and he goes, I'm on a mission to get to a star. So he steps outside the house and he's just back in the orchard. He sees this.
So everything that happens seems like such a big delay to him, and then he gets back into the journey, and it's like, oh, that's 20 minutes.
And that was 20 minutes. He goes, he has this set down meal, and like they sing Kumbaya, and he's like having this cool like moment with his little girl and her family, and that he was able to be a part of, and they decorate the Christmas tree, and it's like hours passed, like days passed, and it's like he's just like living in the moment, and then he remembers his mission, and then he opens the door and steps out. And it's like no time has passed at all. Yes.
Exactly.
But he can't see
And
the
so
star,
he starts
DJ,
going.
because the trees are too tall.
What?
He can't see the star.
Oh
The
no,
trees are too tall.
that's a big Christmas tree farm. Usually Christmas trees aren't that tall.
Maybe the house is built around like the trees that didn't get bought, and so they just kept growing. Or they're being grown for like bigger houses or bigger like cities.
Or for Rockefeller Center.
That's right.
So he starts running, and he runs right past his sheep, but he doesn't see them because they blend in with the snow,
Or he thinks they're
despite
Santa
the fact that
Claus.
they're dressed like Santa Claus.
He doesn't even notice. Whatever it is, he doesn't notice.
So he's running. He's going. He's following the star. He can see the star
Ooh,
now.
I have an idea. idea.
And
Okay, continue.
shoot, go
No,
for
I
it.
want you to finish your idea because mine's gonna set us off course.
Okay, well, set us off. Let's go.
Okay, he's running by, doesn't notice his sheep, dressed in Santa Claus. There's other people shopping for trees in the orchard, and they have started to utilize the sheep as pack animals. And so they have like they have these little trees, and they have like set each sheep has like a little tree on its back, and they're like then they follow whoever bought the tree to like their car, and then they take it off the sheep, and then they like I don't know, they pet the sheep, and then they start strapping it to the top of their car. And so that's what like the sheep have been doing for like the last 20 minutes while he's been eating and decorating the tree at the family's house. And we can establish that the animals were being utilized for this before he went into the house, and as he came out of the house, it's like they're still being. It's like nothing's changed, to signify that the time really hasn't gone very far. He's missed nothing.
I see. So they see him come out of the house, and then they're like, "Oh no, we can't do this anymore. He's on the move. We're on the move." And so they start trudging after him.
With trees still on their back that the one people bought.
Yes.
And so,
some of them still have trees on their bags, and the people are like, "Where are you going? Come back!
That's my tree.
That sheep stole my tree."
Yes.
Okay. So what happens next?
Well, they get to an ice
What
skating
does
ring.
he come across? Ice skating. Okay.
He gets to an ice skating ring, and the ice skating ring is a lake that they've like turned into like an ice skating area, and so like there's fish frozen underneath or whatever they are, and the ice is super clear and stuff, and it's really cool. That's only for the aesthetic's sake. Like you can still see like fish underneath the ice and stuff. has no purpose unless we want it to. And so the
Well, the
shepherd,
purpose is that it looks really cool.
that's dang right. So he sees the star on the other side of the ice ring, and he's on the and he needs to get through the ice ring. But there's a bunch of people in the
Get
ice ring.
ready for a lot of wacky ice-based antics.
What do we got, DJ? What do we got?
A lot of slipping. That's what I've got.
He's got his
Uh,
he's got his shepherd staff, and he's like trying to stay up on his shepherd staff, and he tries to take a step, but he like goes nowhere. And so then he's like starting to walk, still not going anywhere. He's just staring right where he's at, just slipping on the ice. And they're like, "Man, your moonwalking is so good. Like he just looks like he's moonwalking."
it's like a moon. What? No, I want to get to the star. I don't care about the moon.
That's right. And
Just completely miss what they're saying.
and then he sees everybody's wearing like these blades on their feet, and he's like, "What is going on?" And so he like finds like some ice skates. Or do we want him to not find ice skates? We don't have to have. It might be more funny if he doesn't have ice skates and he just starts slipping on the ice.
Well, I think it'd be funny if he finds ice skates and then he tries to walk in them on the ice, but he's just like walking the way anyone would normally walk and not using them properly,
Yeah.
so he's still not going
He's,
anywhere. So they didn't actually help him at all because he doesn't know how to use them. And then he's like, these are not helpful, so he gets rid of them. And then he starts pushing himself with his staff,
oh, like rowing.
is
Like
what I'm thinking.
he's rowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then the sheep
Oh,
come over the hill
okay.
and they
Can we wait till we
stumble onto the ice rink. And then
can we wait to get to the sheep? But we continue your thought. Go ahead. Finish the sheep. Then what?
we can wait.
No, I was gonna have it where he's pushing he has his staff with him and he's pushing along the ice with his ice skates on, and he gets to a hockey ring. And so he stumbles into a hockey ring, and the puck lands right at him and like hits his staff. And immediately he sees like a bunch of dudes just charging at him, and he's like his adrenaline spikes. And then it's okay, I want like where like everything goes super calm and everything like all sound seems to vanish, and he goes into like this super focus mode, and he sees his life flash before his eyes, but then like his eyes focus really hard, and he's like, I've protected sheep from all sorts of dangerous animals. I can do this. And so he goes from being like this bumbling buffoon on the ice to like locked in. And so he takes his shepherd staff and he does like some cool like hockey move with the puck, and then he's off to the races, and all the people are going at him, and he's dodging and weaving, and he sees a guy say, "Pass it here." And so he passes it to that guy, and he goes forward, and they pass it back to him, and he's using a shepherd staff this whole time. And he's like doing like tricks and stuff with the puck, and he gets around. He's like, "Get it into the net, get it into the net." He's like, "Will they stop chasing me?" He's like, "Yeah." So he's like, "I gotta get into the net." But he's like, "There's a guy in my way." He's like, "Don't worry about it. You just gotta thread the needle." He's like, "Okay." And he has this focus moment. And he lines up his shot, and he whacks it with the shepherd's staff, and the puck goes flying, and it goes back past the guard, and he makes a point. That's all I wanted to happen.
It's amazing. And then his momentum carries him past the hockey rink, and he goes back into the normal skating people place.
Yes. Okay,
I like it.
you mentioned the sheep. What do you
Okay, yes, the sheep.
What do you have for the sheep?
I think it would be funny if we had like a bunch of different things. Like one sheep is trying to run, but he's not going anywhere. Another sheep just is like an Olympic figure skater somehow.
Jumping
And
and
then another sheep
spinning.
is just like, yeah, exactly, doing all sorts of things, spinning, skating backwards, looking all graceful and lovely and whatever. And then one of them is just like rolling across the ice. And then I think it'd be funny if he had a moment where he like rolled into a bunch of other skaters and knocked them all over like it was bowling.
you, you have a bunch of like 2-year-olds that are all like a foot off the ground, and he like rolls into all of them, and they'll just like plop over.
And start crying.
Strike.
Yeah, so the sheep do that. Oh, and then one of them could get to the hockey rink and then replace the puck somehow. Replace the puck, and then they're just hitting the sheep into the goal, and then like the ref blows the whistle, or everyone's like, "Yeah, they made a goal point unit basket," but then the ref's like, "No, that's not the puck," and they're like, "Oh, that's a sheep. How did he get in here?" And then the sheep just like scurries off, leaving the hockey game in chaos.
So I have an idea for the shepherd boy. I'm gonna continue our
Right.
ice skate shenanigans. So he gets out of the hockey ring, and so he goes back to kind of being this bumbling fool again. Like his adrenaline's gone. Like he's not like locked in anymore. He's just like, okay, I gotta get to this star. Man, how big is this
But
ice
it's like
skate?
it's a it's a it's a process. So like as he's leaving the hockey rink, he's like all confident and stuff, and then as his adrenaline drops, he's like slowly starts forgetting how to ice skate, and then
That's
he's
right.
just like sliding on his feet and like shimmying himself with
Like
his staff.
he's still shimmying himself. Okay, so the shepherd boy he keeps going, and he finds himself in a figure skating competition. And it's not just any figure skating competition. It's a duos figure skating competition. And everybody and so he like finds himself in there. And so you have all these couples and they're doing like they're all going at the same time. And so one couple's going around and then the one couple lands and hits him, and so he replaces the dude in the couple. And the lady's like is like, wait, where did he go? Like the main guys, he's all dressed in like this fancy like glitter outfit and stuff. He goes like sliding
Or
off.
he's just like Santa Claus.
He's dressed like Santa Claus. He just goes sliding off into no man's land. And it's like, that was my partner. I needed him. And maybe like she's dressed like an elf. They have like a theme thing going on.
Or she's dressed like Mrs. Claus.
Ooh, I like it. She's dressed like Mrs. Claus. All right. But then the counter starts. He's like, and skaters, get ready to go, and the competition starts now. And the music starts. And the girl's like, well, I guess you're all I got a chance. You're the only thing I got is a chance to win. And so they just go. And so she like grabs, he's like, she's like, what do you know? He's like, know what? It's like, okay, I'll lead. And she just goes and starts like spitting him. And like, he's just like trying to be about it. And he's like, okay, ready to lift me and lift me. And so he like grabs her, like throws her in the air. And so they're just ad-libbing this entire thing. But he like figures it out. So he's like, okay, we're gonna spin, we're gonna do crazy tricks, I'm gonna throw her, I'm gonna twist. So he like relocks in. He goes from being a bumbling fool again to be like, they're just like going crazy. Like he's throwing her into the air, like twisting her and like grabbing her, and they're just doing crazy cool stuff. And all the judges are like, ooh, wow, ooh, wow. And then like he gets to the end right as the music stops, but he's on the other side of the figure skating course now. And so he's like, well, I guess I made it to the other side of the lake. She's like, thanks for the dance. He's like, I wish I could stay longer, but I gotta go towards this star. She's like, go, achieve your dream. I don't know. So he leaves.
I think it'd be funny if like his first step off of the ice, he just immediately face plants.
Face plants, boom.
Just because it's different walking on ice than on ground, and he just like slips and falls and hits his face
What
on
if
the ground.
what 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 if during his ice skating shenanigans, all of his sheep have found ice skates and they're on all four of their hooves? And the sheep have basically become what's it called? Like synchronized swimmers, ice skaters. And so you have all these
Synchronized skaters.
you have all these couples, and then you have like 30 sheep. I don't know how many sheep we have. We haven't actually established that. But they you have like
Oh,
a herd of sheep, and they're just like they're synchronized. Like you see them in like pyramid formation. It's like arch formation, Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Eiffel Tower. It's like Jack.
they're just doing all these different
They're just
shapes.
dude, all these different shapes. They're reenacting scenes. They're like reenacting like the Titanic. It's like Jack's like hanging off the door, and he's like, "Don't let me go, don't let me go," and the sheep lets go.
Or we could switch it to Christmas movies because
Oh,
it's Christmas.
okay.
You know, movies like Die Hard and
That's right.
Santa Claus.
That's right. You got and like the outfits are switching too. Like they're full. Like they're all like wearing glittery clothes and stuff. Every time the outfits keep
I
switching.
like it.
And like all of the hockey people are like clapping, and they're like, "Whoa, those are our people." And then right at
I
the
like
end,
it.
where the shepherd boy and the ice skater lady, they get to the other end of the field. They announce the winners, and they got second because the sheep won.
One.
The sheep got the award.
That's amazing.
And so she gets like, it's like, at least we got second, but but thank you for being my partner. Or she like thanks him or something, but they got second because the sheep won. But I want like what they were doing was so incredibly crazy and like talented that you're like, wait, how did the sheep shouldn't have won, but they won. They were a fan favorite.
They won. They won. Just like the shark, but the sand shark.
That's
They
right.
won.
They won.
Okay. And so the shepherd, after he gets up from his face plant, he looks up and he sees the star, and he's like, gets up and he starts running. I think it would be funny. I don't know when, but at some point, if he just comes across these three, well, there could be more than three, but it would people would recognize it more if there were only three. These three guys with these gifts on like camels and stuff, and they're also following the star, but they're following the star in a longer way, so they don't get there at the same time.
So he gets there before them.
Yeah,
Excellent.
because they're the three wise men, but the wise men weren't there when Jesus was born.
Maybe he walks up to them and is like, "Where are you guys going?" He's like, "We're gonna go see the star." And he's like, "Which path are you taking?" He's like, "Well, we're taking this path. It'll take us another about 2 years to get there."
And he's like, "Oh, well, I don't want to take that path."
I don't want to take that path. I'm gonna keep going straight towards the star. What else you got for the wise men? Because
Oh, that was it for the wise men.
I kind of have an idea, but
It
it
was
kind
just,
of finishes it. It kind of
it was just gonna be a cameo.
nice. I have an idea, but it's gonna kind of like end the story just a little bit. Not really.
The
So
story or the wise men's story?
no, the wise men they have their own story.
The whole story?
This is the shepherd boy's story. So he gets to this cliff or a chasm. There's a chasm, and everything's covered in snow, and it's snowing. And he sees on the other side of the chasm, he sees a little town, and in the middle of the town is this little room stable type place, and in a what's it called? In a manger, there's a little baby, and the star's facing like straight down onto the manger. What do we think about that?
Well, that's where this is going, but do we want to get there already?
I don't know. What else we got? What other ideas do you have, DJ?
Well, he
Flying
hasn't
through your
come
head?
across the real Santa Claus yet.
Santa Claus is real?
And his reindeer, John and Bambi and Stephen and Larry and Algernon.
All right, I have an
I'm
idea.
sure there's one named Algernon.
And we can backtrack and we can erase it if we want to, or we can rearrange this idea. he gets to this chasm, and he doesn't know how to cross it, but he sees his destination. He sees what the star is wanting him to get to, just right over on the other side of the chasm. Maybe he doesn't even see what's on the other side, but he knows the chasm is there. He doesn't see what's on the other side. And there are there's a sleigh with a bunch of tied up reindeer. And then next to the reindeer is a man in a big red coat. And he goes up to the Santa Claus. Or no, actually, okay, new plan.
I like it.
New plan.
Okay, I
No
like
Santa
it.
Claus,
Sorry, go
just the
ahead.
reindeer tied up with the sleigh there. And so he's like, I was like, I know, I'll use the sleigh in the reindeer, and they'll pull me, and we'll go flying over the chasm and land on the other side.
But
But
instead of the reindeer,
the reindeer run
the
away.
sheep,
The reindeer run
the
away,
sheep
and he's
pull him. But they're dressed like reindeer now. So he thinks they're the reindeer.
we could have it where the sheep look at him, and or how about this? The reindeer leave. Somehow I need him to get to a really low point where all hope is lost. There's this chasm between them. He has a sleigh. The reindeer, when he tried to get him to work with him, all the reindeer flew away. That was crazy. He didn't know reindeer could fly. And he's just there. And there's a chasm between them, and he doesn't know how to get across. He could go with the wise man, but that's going to take another 2 years. He's trying to get to the star because the star it's so bright, and it's just calling him every time he looks at it. And so he's just crying. And he looks at the star and goes, I'm trying to get to you. I just need a little help. And that's when he hears a bat. He looks up, and there's his herd. There's his sheep. And the sheep immediately
Christmas sweaters.
Immediately know the mission. They know what to do. So they go around and they grab all of
I understand the assignment.
all the tacking for the sleigh, and they grab it, and they get in their teeth, and they all line up perfectly in their little, and then two lines ready to go. And they look at him and they go bat, and they tell him, it's like, you know what you got to do. So he gets in the sleigh, and he grabs the reins, and he whips the reins, and the sheep take off, and the wind starts blowing in his hair, and the sheep are flying, and the sheep jump, and they fly over the chasm, and they land on the other side. What do we think about
I
that?
like it. I think it's great. All we need to add is this moment where all of the sheep are dressed like aviators now,
Mm.
and
Mm.
they all take their goggles from the top of their heads, and then they just do that thing where they go whoop, whoink, and then it slaps onto their eyes. And then also there are some sheep that are directing them, like those guys direct the airplanes with the orange
with the
things
light
and
cones, in their hands, and they're lining up the road.
Exactly. They're making a runway and they're giving them the signal for all clear. And then as the sleigh passes those sheep, they just jump onto the back of the sleigh.
They grab onto the side and jump onto the back. I love that. That's what I imagine.
Yes.
And then, so all I have left, DJ, is they make it to their destination. What do you got? What else do you got?
Oh, I think there was something else, but that's okay. I think we covered everything, really.
And just some else.
And the moral of the story is, well, what's their destination? We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, they make it to this couple and a little baby with light shining down. And there's like a choir of angels and they're all singing, and somehow the sheep have made it into the choir. Maybe the angels are like in these bleachers, like these like the ethereal
That's
bleachers,
amazing.
like ethereal like not physical bleachers, but they're shining bright and you can see them. And then somehow the sheep have made it into those bleachers and they're like sitting next to the angels and singing along,
I
but
like it.
sheep
They're
form.
just singing along with the angels, with the heavenly hosts. Beautiful.
And then he makes it to the baby. And he goes, "Who's the baby?" And then what happens, DJ? Bring us home, DJ.
Well, there's the baby, and it's little baby Jesus. And the shepherd boy is like, I understand now. This is the one who will save us all. And then it cuts to black.
Boom. Roll credits. But as the credits are rolling, all the sheep are like slowly falling. Or they're in the credits. As two.
Yes. And the moral of the story is don't let things distract you from the real meaning of Christmas.
Dang. That's so good, DJ. That's such a good story.
Yeah, it is a good story.
Merry Christmas and what is it? Goodwill to all men. What does little Timmy say?
God bless us,
That's
everyone.
right. That's right. I'm glad we were able to
Yes.
do this.
Merry Christmas. Yes, our listeners are amazing. Thank you so much. And enjoy Christmas. Enjoy your time with your families if you can do that. And may God bless you.